In the last class, we had gone through, or in the last two classes, we had gone through 4 shlokas, 14, 15, 16 and 17 of Bhajagovindam, where the teacher exposed all the hypocrites. Means hypocrite is one who is externally something and completely different within. So putting on a show of dispassion or vairagya and showing signs of external renunciation, but within entertaining desires for this and for that. That is what was exposed in the last 4 shlokas. So it's really not renunciation. Such people are not vairagis at all. They are doing it with some ulterior motive. So they are really not serious about walking the spiritual path at all. That is what our attention was drawn to. In the 18th shloka and in the 19th shloka, on the other hand, the opposite has been described to us. A true renunciate, a true vairagi, a person of total dispassion. We always feel by giving up, will we be really happy? Because for most of us, happiness is to gain more, to accumulate more, whether it is things or whether it is people in our life, whatever it is. So when we give up everything, the teacher is saying drop everything, give away everything. By giving away, will we really attain to any sort of happiness? Because we are losing something. How can I, by giving away, be happy? Is a question mark in us. Because normally we are all happy. Our happiness and joy is directly proportional to how many things come into our life. The teacher on the other hand is saying it's not the case. More we learn to give up, more we learn to drop, more we learn to renunciate within ourselves, says greater the happiness. Only in vairagya is happiness. Can happiness be sought? Only in vairagya there is fearlessness, abhaya. Bhaya means fear. When things are not there with us, the fear of whether I will get it or not. When things come into our life, the fear of losing them. In vairagya there is nothing at all. So vairagya really means the state of fearlessness. So in the 18th shloka of Bhajagovindam, the teacher over here is saying, Sura Mandira Taru Moola Nivasaha Shayya Bhutalam Ajinam Vasaha Sarva Parigraha Bhoga Tyagaha Kasya Sukham Na Karoti Viragaha Bhajagovindam Bhajagovindam Govindam Bhaja Mudamate. The last line, Kasya Sukham Na Karoti Viragaha. Viragaha means vairagya. Raga means attachment. To make contact with, to establish, connect with, to get associated with something. And all this association and contact and connect is always mental. We are attached to so many things actually in our mind, not physically. So raga is attachment. Viraga means without attachment, detachment. So when detachment or dispassion is practiced, the teacher is asking over here, Kasya Sukham Na Karoti. Who will not be really happy? Means true renunciation if we practice, true detachment if we practice in our lives, who will not be happy is what the teacher is saying over here. So all our renunciation must be backed by knowledge, discrimination. It's not just giving up something. If the child gives up playing with the doll, she will pick it up. Or if we forcibly take away the doll from her, physically the doll is not with her, but mentally she will be attached to it. Then she will be hurt. She will be in grief. She will be in sorrow. Why? She can't play with the doll. So just by dropping something, it doesn't mean that we have renounced everything. Our renunciation, our detachment, our dispassion must be backed by solid discrimination. Is it really true? Is there satyatva in it? Satyatva means, does it really exist? Really exist doesn't mean, because we can say it's there right in front of me. Satya means that which can never ever be denied in all three periods of time. That is what is Satvastu. So, was it earlier there? Is it there now with me? Maybe it is now with me. Will it continue to be there with me afterwards also? So, past, present and future. In all the three periods of time, that which can never be negated is called as Sattvastu. So, therefore, the teachers say, check up whatever we are running after, check up whether there is Satyatva in it. That is called using our discriminative faculty in us, Viveka. We all have it in us. So, Satyatva. Then if it really exists, see, at least in my lifetime it will be there with me. Nityatva. Constantly will it be there with me, the thing or the being. 24 into 7, 365 days, it should be there with me. Nitya. Always it should be there. So, Nityatva. Satyatva and Nityatva are there. Samahitatva should be there. Hitam means to give happiness to us. Samahitatva. Continuously, always it should give to us the same amount of happiness. Irrespective of place, time, situation, anything. So, if any one of these three are not there, then the teacher says it's not worth running after it. Doesn't mean if it is there in our lives, we should forcibly give it away or throw it away. By doing so, we are not going to become Vairagis at all. Let it be there with us, let it not be there with us. Still, our state of mind should not change. This is called practicing Viveka. In Shankara's Viveka Chudamani, he says there are some prerequisites which we have to have within us to enter into the text, Advaita philosophy. So, right in the beginning he says Viveka, then he says Vairagya. So, all our Vairagya should be backed by Viveka. Intelligent, mature giving up. Not hasty or not just like that giving up on the spur of the moment, impulsively to give up something. It won't do good at all. So, real happiness will always be there for a man of dispassion. And a man of dispassion has been described in the first three lines of this 18th verse. Sura Mandira Taru Moola Nivasaha. What is his postal address? Where does he stay? He stays in Sura Mandira means temple. So he may dwell in a temple or he may take shelter in a temple. Those days, all our ancient temples are large, expansive they are. Courtyard is so big. There were no hotels and boarding and lodging and all earlier days. So when a person comes from one place, goes from one place to another place, sure he can, even if there is he doesn't know anybody in that place, in that town or the village, where will he rest? Where will he take shelter? Temple was always there. The sanctum may be closed, but they can enter into that complex over there, the temple complex, and take shelter over there, relax over there, sleep over there. Next morning, take a bath in the tank over there. What about his food? The Naivedya that is offered to the Lord morning and evening becomes his food. So the temples took care of all these things, of travelers. So the temple has got a lot of role to play in our social setup. It's not just that there is a temple and we go over there to pray for whatever we want. There's so much associated with the temple. Temple is an institution, learning institution. The Gurukulas were all attached to the temple. The temple helps us to stay, to take shelter, food for us. And also temples were very wealthy. Even now all our temples are wealthy. Very wealthy they are. The kings those days used to, a major portion of their wealth would go to the temple. The king knows. Supposing the neighboring king comes and conquers or defeats him in a battle, and then he becomes the king over there. Everything he may destroy, but he will not destroy the temple. So all of them belong to the same religion earlier. There's only one. So therefore temple will not be touched. Therefore the temple riches will never be touched. Therefore it can always be used. Very often it has been used. The temple wealth has been used for the welfare and the well-being of the community, of the society. In cases of famine, in cases where the treasury has become empty for whatever reason, the temple wealth was always used. So temples have a very, very major role to play in our society and for all of us. So where will a person who has given up everything take shelter? He will take shelter and he will dwell in Asura Mandira, in a temple. Where we are, he will take rest in Tarumula, means under a tree. If he is walking and still moving from one place to another, obviously he is on the road, trees are there. The tree will give him shelter. Means minimum, he doesn't have anything at all with him. So Sura Mandira Taru Moola Nivasaha, one who takes shelter or dwells under a temple, in a temple or under a tree. Shayya Bhutalam, where does he sleep? He sleeps on the Bhutala, means on the surface of the earth. He doesn't have a mattress, he doesn't carry with him bed sheets, he's got nothing at all. So he just rests on the mud over there. Or in the courtyard of a temple, on the floor over there, he will just take rest. It just shows that he possesses absolutely nothing with him. And from our standpoint, a person who doesn't possess anything, can he really be happy? Basic also he doesn't have with it. So Shayya Bhutalam Ajinam Vasaha. Ajinam means the skin of an animal, deer skin. What is his clothing? It may be the skin of an animal. Or it may be some discarded old clothes, worn out clothes somebody has given away. Minimum he has got around him and about him. He doesn't even carry an extra set with him. Ajinam Vasaha Sarva Parigraha Bhoga Tyagaha. Tyaga means to give up. He has given up everything. What all has he given up? Sarva Parigraha. Sarva Parigraha means all possession. I want this. Longing for things. Craving for things. All of that he has given up. And Bhoga Tyaga. Bhoga means enjoyable goods. Enjoyable objects. Again, things are there. When they have them in our life, we enjoy. Of course, people are there in our life, family, relatives, friends. We seek our enjoyment in their company. All of that, Bhoga Tyagaha. He has given up this thirst to enjoy in the world of things and beings. He has completely given up all of them, Tyagaha. And the teacher says, Kasya Sukham na karoti viragaha. Such a person who has given up everything, really given up everything, will he not be happy? Why? Inner richness is there. Outer richness is zero. He doesn't have anything with him. He doesn't carry anything, not even a pie with him. No clothes, no extra clothing, no bedding. He's got no roof on him. When he has to eat, he goes begging. He seeks alms. And he has got no plate also with him. His very hands are the plate. He drinks water with his own hands. Nothing he possesses. So from our standpoint, how can he be happy? So external riches is zero. But the internal richness, he is very rich internally. Will he not be happy? Of course he will be happy, is what the teacher is saying. I am reminded of one very beautiful kirtan of 𝐜𝐭𝐴 Swami. He is a great musician, composer. Beautifully he composes kirtans on Lord Rama. But he is very poor. Poverty is there. The king hears about him and he wants Swami 𝐜𝐭𝐴 Swami to become an Asthana Vidwan, court musician. The moment they become court musician, royal patronage is there. So immediately their standard of living will go up. So his brother wants him to become the Asthana Vidwan, court musician. The king hears of him and wants him to send an invitation to come and accept being a court musician. So when the king sends his messengers, he sends lot of riches. Empty-handed, nobody goes and invites. So all beautiful tradition. So a plate full of silken robes, another plate probably with gold coins, another plate, gold plate full of gold jewelry, gem-studded jewelry. All of that is sent to Tyagaraja Swami's house, a simple dwelling. Brother is very excited. He says, now all of us will be taken care of. At least our standard of living will go up. So he's waiting for Tyagaraja, his brother, to come and accept this invitation. Tyagaraja Swami comes from outside. Maybe he's gone begging. He comes and he sees all this. And very politely he declines everything. He says, no, please take it away. Neither I want to become the court musician, Asthana Vidwan, neither I want all these. At least from our standpoint, he could have kept those riches and gently declined the invite, but the king has sent so many things. At least that he could have kept back, saying it won't look nice to send back what the king has sent. He very politely declines and says, please take away everything. And then he sings a very beautiful song. He composes a kirtan, Nidhi Chala Sukama, Ramuni Sannidhi Sukama. He is asking his own mind, oh mind, please tell me the truth. Does material wealth give you more happiness? Nidhi means wealth, material wealth. Nidhi Chala Sukama. Does material wealth give you more happiness, or Ramuni Sannidhi, Rama's Sannidhi? Sannidhi means presence. Or does Rama's presence give you more happiness? That word Sannidhi, we can interpret it in another way also. One is Sannidhi means presence, proximity. Another meaning, Nidhi is wealth. Sannidhi means divine wealth, unique wealth. Or the unique divine wealth called Rama. Does it give you more happiness? Come on, tell me. It's a very beautiful kirtan Tyagaraja Swami has composed. So looking at him, people can't even understand. He's got a prasannata on his face. He's beaming with happiness, though he's got nothing with him. And yet when you look at that face, there is no pain, there is no grief, there is no sorrow, there is no anxiety, there is no restlessness, agitation. Shantamuleka Saukyamule. He is so calm, he is so tranquil, he is so composed. So much of prasannata is there on his face, as though he's got so much of riches with him. What riches does he have? The wealth called Rama is with him. So he says, when the wealth called Rama is there, why the need for other wealth? So all our great masters, they are well established in inner richness. So where inner richness is there, outer richness becomes totally insignificant. And this inner richness, we can see it on their face. It shows in their face. So therefore the teacher is saying, Kasya Sukamna Karoti Viragaha. Such great people, dispassionate people, Parama Vairagis, when they walk the spiritual path, realization will happen. Bhagavad Sakshatkara will happen. Whether it is Saguna or whether it is Nirguna, it doesn't matter. In Nirguna, they completely merge with the altar which they were invoking. That's called as Mukti, Moksha, enlightenment. Saguna is Ishvara Darshana. Rama's darshan Tyagaraja Swami had. So that is called as reaching the ultimate goal of life. So when they reach that ultimate goal of life, they don't drop their physical body, they come back to stay with us. And they work for our welfare and our well-being. We who all constitute the people, the society, the community. And when they are amidst us, they can be in favorable circumstances or they can be in unfavorable circumstances. They can be in a village wherein all are poor, or they can be in a city where they confront rich devotees. Then how will they be? Will the state of their mind and attitude change? When they see riches, will they behave in one way? And when there are no riches, will they behave in another way? The teacher says over here in the 19th verse, Yogarato va bhogarato va Sangarato va Sangavihinaha Yasya Brahmani Ramate Chittam Nandati Nandati Nandatyeva Bhajagovindam Bhajagovindam Govindam Bhaja Mudamate. So after having realized the Lord, they have walked the spiritual path and completely fulfilled themselves. After that, let the situation and circumstance be anything. Will their attitude change? Their attitude will never change. Samatvam yoga uchyate. In the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, Samatvam means the state of equanimity, the state of balance. That itself is called as yoga. And they fulfilled themselves in yoga, in walking the path of yoga. So therefore over here, Yogaratova, Bhogaratova. Let them be reveling in yoga, sitting down and meditating. Or maybe in a temple, they're engaged in rituals. Or maybe they are taking a discourse, Chaturmasyana. Masters stay in one place, they don't go around, they don't move about or travel. During these 4 months, they stay in one place and then they give discourses to the people who come over there, who gather over there. So Yogaratova, maybe let him be reveling in yoga, or va means or Bhogarato, or let them be reveling in bhoga. Somewhere they have gone, maybe the king has invited them to the palace. So over there, it will all be royal meals. And maybe the king has said, you requested the Mahatma to stay there for a few days. So it's all royal treatment over there. Everything is so beautiful. They're actually enjoying themselves, in quotes. Bhoga. Bhoga vastus are there around them and about them. Or the king has made arrangements for their comfortable stay. So lots of bhoga, lots of enjoyable things around them and about them. The teacher says, Yogarato va Bhogarato. So opposite it is. Let them be reveling in yoga, or let them be reveling in enjoyments, bhogavastus. Sangarato va Sangavihinaha. Let them be amidst people, in the company of people. Sangha means in the midst of people. Discourses, many people coming and seeing them, prostrating to them, hearing them. So lots of people around them. This person, there are so many people who go to his discourse. He's got so many disciples. He's got so many devotees. Therefore, the number of devotees and disciples, according to that, we put a tag on them, how famous they are, how glorious they are. For them, it doesn't matter at all the number of people around them and about them. So, Sangaratova, Sangavihinaha, or let them be in a place where there's absolutely nobody at all. Maybe one person comes for a satsang. Even that one person doesn't come. Will it affect them? No, it won't. It will not affect them at all. Why? They are reveling in themselves. Or let them be on the peaks of the Himalaya, in some cave, in the Himalayan ranges, never coming out at all. So completely away from the crowd, from people. Again, 2 contrasting pictures have been given over here. Sangaratova, Sangavihinaha. Let them be amidst people, or let them be totally in solitude. Still, they are reveling within themselves. Sangaratova, Sangavihinaha. So, this also is fine, that also is fine for them. Yogaratova is also fine, Bhoga also is fine. No food today is also fine. Too much food is also fine. Being a guest, a royal guest of the king also is fine. Sleeping under a tree or in the temple complex is also fine. No food is also fine. Getting lot of food also is fine. Anything is okay for them. That is what it means. Lots of people around them and about them is also fine. No people around them at all is also fine for them. It just doesn't make a difference to them at all. Yasya, to whom Yasya Brahmani Ramate Chittam. Chittam means our inner equipment, the mind and the intellect. Ramate, Ramana means to revel in. To revel in something, we don't need anything other than ourselves. Earlier itself I did say, Kala Kridati, when that phrase came, Kala Kridati. Krida means sport. In sports, we always need something other than us. It can be a thing or it can be a person. We are sporting with them. So for Krida, we need something other than us to be engaged in. In reveling, to do Ramana in, we don't need anything at all. We are just reveling within ourselves. Sometimes when we are very, very, very happy, we are sitting over there with a smile on our face. Somebody says, what are you doing? Alone you are sitting and smiling without any objects around us, things around us, without the need of anybody around us. We are just reveling within ourselves, expressing our own happiness to our own self. Nothing is needed over there. So to revel in, we don't need anything outside of us. So Chitta Ramate Yasya Brahmani. He is reveling in what? He is reveling in that Brahman which he has already realized. He is reveling in the Rama or the Krishna or the Shiva whose darshan he has already had. So Yasya Brahmani Ramate Chittam, one whose mind or one whose inner equipment is continuously reveling in the higher, in thoughts of Brahman or in thoughts of Rama or Krishna or Shiva or Devi. Nandati, Nandati, Nandatyeva. He alone. Eva means he alone. Indeed, it alone. What is he doing? The teacher says, Nandati, Nandati, Nandatyeva. He alone is enjoying. He alone is enjoying. He alone is enjoying. The stressing over there. Because we always feel, like I already said, for us, happiness means our intensity of happiness or our degree of happiness depends on how many things we have acquired in our life. So the more things with us, the more people around us, we feel more happy. We think it will give more happiness. So when all of them go away from our life, we feel it's decrease of happiness. So over here he says, no, it's the other way around. The lesser we have, more happy a person will be. Inverse proportionality. A man who has completely detached himself. A man of dispassion. A man who has realized the higher within himself. He alone really is enjoying. He alone is really enjoying. He alone is really enjoying, not we people. Our happiness is all, it is not even happiness. Though happiness has got its opposite, unhappiness, it is not even happiness that we experience. It's just glimpses of pleasure. That's all it is. If we sit down really and investigate into whenever we were happy, at least today or yesterday, what all incidents, what all things or who all made me happy, we will find that it is all just little pleasure which came and went in our life. Is it there now? It's not there. But at that point of time we felt it. And that also is not intense. Just short flashes, like lightning, pleasure comes and goes away. It will not continue to stay with us also. So whenever we say, I am very, 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 very happy, I am enjoying myself, it all means pleasure is there, that's all. When that pleasure will become displeasure, we do not know. When the happiness will turn out to become unhappiness, we do not know. Very little flashes, it comes and goes. The main, Gurudev used to say, the main diet is sorrow for us. Now and then, happiness, pleasure comes to us like the little side dishes. Like the chutney and the pickle, they won't be served in large quantities, very, very little. So like appetizers, they come in our life. Why? So that the main food goes inside. So for us to move from one sorrow to another, these little flickerings of pleasure or flashes of pleasure are needed in our life. It's that which is making us go ahead. But who is the one who is 24/7, 365 days, constantly in that state of enjoyment, in that state of bliss, which doesn't have its opposite? A person who is yogaratova, bhogaratova, sangaratova, sangavihina, anything, any place, any time, any situation, let anything happen. It just doesn't touch him at all. Nandati, nandati, he alone enjoys, he alone enjoys, he alone enjoys. To such a person, they say even Vedas cannot command him. Vedas cannot put in their do's and don'ts to him, rules and regulations. Does it mean that he is not following the Vedas, he is not following Dharma? No. Whatever he speaks, whatever he thinks, whatever he utters, whatever he does, whatever actions he performs, that itself will become the Veda for us. Because they become role models for all of us. They can never ever do anything wrong. Within and without, thinking onwards, motive onwards. If there is anything that they can't do, it is never think wrong. No wrong motive, no wrong thoughts, no wrong words. Therefore, and also no wrong actions, no negative actions. It just is not possible from a man of realization. Never ever. Best example is Sri Ramachandra. One moment Dasharatha called him and said, tomorrow will be your Pattabhishek. He had the same smile on his face, I believe. Again, Tyagaraja Swami has written as Kirtan also describing this. That Prasanna Vadana. Prasannata can never be translated into English. Prasannata. So the best thing is smile. Cheerful, pleasant face with a smile. That's the more approximation of it. So Prasanna Vadana. And then the next moment again he was called and he was told, no Pattabhisheka for you. You have to go to the forest and you can't take anything with you. You have to go with hermits in a hermit's attire, and not for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 14 years you must stay in the forest. Where is Pattabhisheka? Where is Vanavasa? The same Prasanna Vadana was there. The same Prasannata was there in Rama's face. In both the extreme occasions. Tyagaraja Swami writes a beautiful Kirtan, describing this also. How he maintained his equilibrium, his balance. Whatever be the situation, both the situations were completely opposite of each other. We all know how we would have not even responded, how we would have reacted. In one we would have hit the ceiling, 9th cloud, 10th cloud. Happy, very happy. Nobody to hold us. And the other situation, completely we would have been grounded over there. Full of grief, sorrow, as though the whole world has crumbled upon us, crushed us down, descended on us. To Rama, it didn't just matter at all. The same Prasanna Vadana was there, or that same cheerful, smiling face was there during both the incidents. Each one so different from the other. Why? Within himself, he is doing Ramana. He is reveling. With what is he reveling in? He is reveling within himself. The very name Rama means Sarve Ramanti iti Ramaha. Always. Always means at all times, in all places, under all situations and conditions. One who is reveling within himself, means he is enjoying within himself without the need of anything external. Such a person is called Rama. Name itself has got a lot of importance. Very many beautiful interpretations for that name Rama. How Vasishta gave to this little child, Dasharatha's son, the name Rama. What it means? From where did he pick up the Akshara Ra? From where did he pick up the alphabet or the Akshara Ma, etc. What does Ra mean? What does Ma mean? All of that. Very beautiful word. But the meaning of Rama itself means Sarve Ramanti iti Ramaha. One who is reveling where? Not just within himself. He is reveling in all things and in all beings. Means he is there in all of us. Who is there? Rama is there in all of us. Rama is that Parabrahma in us, the Brahman of the Upanishad, the pure consciousness in us. We can call it by any name. It can be called as Rama also. That is what is reveling in us. In spite of what is happening at our equipment level, body, mind, intellect level. So he alone is enjoying. He alone is enjoying. He alone is enjoying. He alone is blissful, blissful, blissful. Dasaru says, Innenu, what more do I want? What more do I want? Why? I have gained all that I have to gain. Nothing he has got with himself. All is 9 crores. Purandara Dasaru was a very wealthy person earlier, before the transformation. So when all that wealth was there, he was not so happy. He was worried. He didn't want any wealth to go away from him, and he always wanted wealth to come into him. So constantly there was worry, anxiety. But once he did Krishnarpana to all his, we are told he had 9 crores those days. I don't know how many zeros we have to add. 9 crore those days. Navakoti. They used to call him Navakoti Narayana. So when he did Krishnarpana to all his 9 crores, then he says, Innenu. What more do I want? What more do I want? I've gained all that is to be gained in my life. That's the meaning of Nandati, Nandatyeva. And for all of this to happen in our lives, we need a starting point. And what is that starting point? Sankara says, Bhajagovindam, Bhajagovindam, Govindam Bhaja Modamate. Now in the 20th verse over here, we have been, so we want to walk the path now. The teacher has told us the path, shown us the path. Path of what? Invoking the Lord. Bhajagovindam, Bhajagovindam, Govindam Bhaja Modamat. So Lord is there. We are all over here individuals. We have to connect with the Lord. So therefore instructions should be given to us by the teacher what all we should do in our life to progress, to spiritually progress in our life. Therefore over here in the 20th verse, instructions have been given to us. Exercises have been given to us to walk the spiritual path. 20th verse it says, Bhagavad Gita Kinchita Dita Ganga Jalalava Kanika Pita Sakridapi Yena Murari Samarcha Kriyate Tasya Yamena Na Charcha Bhajagovindam Bhajagovindam Govindam Bhaja Mudamat. So again the first 3 lines are telling us what we should do in our lives. We want to start walking the spiritual path. What should we do? Instructions have been given. If we follow this, the teacher over here promises, Kriyate Tasya Yamena Na Chat. With such a person, Yama Bhagavan, Yamadharmaraya is the Lord of Death. There will be never ever a quarrel with him, charcha or a discussion with him or a debate with him. In the sense, we will never ever have to have an argument with him. Why? We have done all that should be done in our lives. Therefore, Dharmaraya cannot come and take us how he pleases, how it pleases him. Why? We have done something spiritual. Therefore, how can he come and take us to hell or torture us or punish us? So he can't have a heated debate or an argument with us at all. Why? Our records show that we have done all this in our lives. So the moment he sees our record, he can't enter into any argument or any debate with us. He has to quietly go away from. That's one meaning. Another meaning, Yama, again, Lord of Death. Death means change. Yesterday died, today was born. Morning died, afternoon was born. The food that we had for lunch died, means it's got digested. So now hunger is born. We are all maybe feeling a little hungry. So death means change. Yama stands for the entire realm of change, outside and inside. Because outside the world of things and beings, everything is changing. In nature, everything is changing. Coming to us, our own equipment, the body, the mind and the intellect, all are subject to change. So where is it that change is not there? So the entire realm of change is represented by Yamadharmaraya, death. one who walks the spiritual path as recommended by or as advised by the teacher. In the first 3 lines over here, the teacher says, then he will have no more any problem with the realm of change. Means change cannot do anything to him at all. He has gone beyond change. He has transcended change. Shita, Ushna, it can be heat and cold, can't touch him. Sukha, Dukkha cannot touch him, change. Mana, Avamana, honor and dishonor, change, can't touch him. Profit and loss, can't touch him. Victory and defeat cannot touch him. Health, ill health cannot touch him. Anything. Two words just to indicate change. So the entire realm of change, he has transcended. When he has transcended the realm of change, where is he dwelling in? Where is he rooted in? Where is he established in? He is established in the changeless. The changeless is Brahman. The changeless is indicated by Rama or Krishna or Govinda or any of our deities. Therefore, kriyate tasya yamenana charcha. Afterward, the realm of change cannot touch him at all. Just now we have seen yogaratova, bhogaratova. Anything it can be. Nothing ever can make a man of realization, not leave alone react, he will not even respond to it. He is in a state of total, absolute, neutral equilibrium. The state of equanimity. Nothing can happen. So what should we do therefore to move beyond the realm of change, to transcend the realm of change, which we call as samsara, and enter into the realm of the changelessness? The teacher says, Bhagavad Gita kinchit adita. At least, he says, kinchit means at least a little. The teacher is so compassionate to us. The 700 verses are there in the Bhagavad Gita. Should we read all the 700 verses? The teacher says kinchit. At least a little bit of the Bhagavad Gita one should study adita. Di means intellect, mind and intellect. Adit means it should come into our mind and intellect. Not simply reading mechanically there. Every day I read 1 chapter. Or every day I read 2 verses. And then finished, book finished. Or chapter over. Or today's Bhagavad Gita study over. It's not just mechanically reading over there and saying finished. If we are not going through the Gita, the Bhagavad Gita must go through us. Gurudev used to say, the 20th study of the Gita, you may understand a little bit. 20th is what he has written. We feel once finished. Why should I go and listen to 3rd chapter again or the 12th chapter again? I have finished. I read it once. I listened to the teacher once. I have read it also once. I have memorized all the verses also of this chapter. I know everything. And if anybody asks, we can explain it also so beautifully. It's all just at the outermost. We are far removed from how we really need to understand the Gita. So he said once, the 20th study of the Gita, maybe you will understand a little. So it's not be going through the Gita must go through us and become a part and parcel of us. So much so that our entire life changes, transformation really happens. For that all 700 should we read. The teacher is saying no need, a little bit will do. That's why in the entire Gita, 18 chapter, each chapter itself is called as a yoga. So even if we go through one yoga, one chapter, it's enough. Not that we should not read now the other chapters, or we should not listen to it, or we should not study. It doesn't mean that at all. Just one chapter, if we can really go into the Gita as we should go into the Gita, if we can decode the meaning in between the words, in between the phrases, in between the sentences, and in between the verses, job done. We don't need the other chapters at all. One chapter will do, or one verse will do. That's why the teacher is saying, Bhagavad Gita kinchit, at least a little bit. listen to it, put it into us and put it into practice. That's what he means. If we can practice one verse of the Bhagavad Gita, transformation will start happening for us. There are so many verses like that. Again, it's not that these verses are important and these verses are not important. But some of them, the essence of the entire chapter we can find in 1 or 2 verses of each chapter. So if those verses are there with us and we listen to it, understand it, digest it, assimilate it and put it into practice, we are well set on the spiritual path. So therefore, Bhagavad Gita kinchit adita. Why the Gita? The teacher is not saying Upanishads. To the majority of us, the Upanishads are little more difficult. We need a teacher. Not that for Gita we don't need the teacher. Even for Gita we need. But the Upanishads are a little more at a higher level. The word itself, Upanishad, that which has to be learned by sitting. Shad means to sit, Upa means near, Ni means below. That which has to be learned by sitting near a teacher below. Below doesn't mean higher platform, lower platform. It means at a lower level means we are in a receptive mode. We have to make our mind empty and be on the receiving end, so that when the teacher is putting the knowledge into us, it flows from the higher to the lower without any hindrance, without any obstacle, without any problem. That's what it means. So Upanishad itself is to sit near a teacher and learn. We can also go into it. If we know Sanskrit, we can read it, we can memorize it, and the word meaning will be there, but still it won't add to our lives at all. We have to learn it under a teacher. So therefore it's a little more difficult for all of us, most of us householders who've got all problems, family trouble, this everything around, samsari we are all. So therefore for us, the entire Upanishad, the essence of it has been given to us by Lord Krishna. And therefore he becomes the teacher. Who is the student? Arjuna is the student over there. Arjuna is not a man of renunciation. Arjuna is a warrior there. He is a householder. He's got all traits like we all have. He's got desire, he's got ambition, he's angry with the Kauravas, he's bitter, so there is bitterness in him. So Arjuna represents any one of us. It's not like a student who has gone to the Himalayas, trekking, walking over there, given up everything, home given up, everything given up, and reached a master over there in the caves of the Himalayas. And the rishis over there who have not come down at all. There the dialogue or the discussion between the Guru and the Shishya will be Upanishads. It's very difficult. Therefore, what has Krishna done? The entire essence of the Upanishad, he is given it out to Arjuna. So it's nothing new. Through the Gita he says, nothing new at all. So it is said, so they say, he says. Who says? Rishis say. Where have the Rishis said? In the Upanishads. Whenever Krishna wants to give his own opinion, he says, my mata, he says. So all the essence of the Upanishad, so beautifully, Krishna has put it in simple language, and he is giving it out to, therefore the teacher has come down to the plains. Krishna is also a householder. So the comfort between the Guru and the Shishya. He's come down. He's not in the Himalaya. He's not given up everything. He's not a renunciate. Krishna is the king. Krishna is a householder. Krishna is reveling in riches. But still he is a Parama Vairagi. That we should not, miss out on that. So therefore Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. So the teacher in the form of Krishna, and who is the student? Student is not one who has given up everything. He wants to fight, win the war. He wants victory over there. He wants to enjoy the happiness by sitting on the throne over there. The Pandavas. So Arjuna represents any one of us. Krishna represents a teacher who is speaking in a language that Arjuna will understand, which we all will understand. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita has been mentioned over here. So it's a little, even that is not easy for us at all. We need to learn the Bhagavad Gita at a teacher's feet. But still, Bhagavad Gita, kinchit adit, a little bit of the Bhagavad Gita, at least it should go into us. Ganga jalalava kanika pita, a drop. Kanika means one drop. At least one drop of Ganga Jal, Ganges water, one who has drunk. There's so much of sanctity and divinity given to Ganga, Mother Ganga. Even her very waters, any other river water, if we bring it home and store it, it will become stale. We can't use it after a few days. It will be slimy to the touch. A stink will come. Why stagnant water? Water from a lake or stagnant can't be used unless we purify it. River water is moving, but still even that we purify. And all the rivers, any water, if we bring it and keep it for a long time, we can't use it. But Ganga is very, very unique. Ganga water we can bring and keep for hundreds of years, many, many years. Still, that water can be used. High oxidation level. Why? She flows through such region where she touches all minerals, herbs, which have got beautiful medicinal property, unique properties. She carries all of that with her. Therefore, she is ever pure. So any number of years we can bring Ganga water and store it, still it doesn't become bad. So there is a speciality about Ganga water. Therefore, in that sense, at least one drop of Ganga. And whenever we say Ganga, automatically our mind shifts to a higher level. Why? Because we think of how she came down. The descent of Ganga, it's a very beautiful story. The entire story comes in the Puranas. The king who belonged to the solar dynasty, 𝐬𝐭𝐡, Bhagiratha, how he brought down Ganga from the heavenly Ganga, Akasha Ganga. From there she came down and she flows through all the three worlds. What is the significance of the descent of Ganga? Is it mere H2O water coming down from the Himalaya? Source is there, Gangotri. Beyond that, Gomukh is supposed to be her source. Glacier is there. The glacier melts, we know. Whenever a glacier melts, water will flow. So what is so great about the waters flowing through the Himalayan region, which we have called as Ganga? It's a very beautiful inner significance of the entire descent of Ganga, from where to where she is descending. And on the earth itself, from where to where she is going. She starts her journey from Gomukh and she ends her journey in the Bay of Bengal. What does she represent for all of us? The very name Ganga. Gam means knowledge. What knowledge? Here we are talking spiritual knowledge. The highest knowledge. Adhyatma Vidya, Brahma Vidya. When you say Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, that Gam over there stands for the highest knowledge. Knowledge means Lord Himself. Lord Himself, knowledge personified is Bhagavan. So Gam, knowledge personified is the waters over there. So Gam. Now if that is stagnant, stationary, it won't do good at all to anybody. Gam means spiritual knowledge, the highest spiritual knowledge. Anything should flow. If it is stagnant, it will become stale. So Gam, Ga means to move forward. So Ganga means that spiritual knowledge that is flowing. From where to where is it flowing? From the Guru to the disciple. So the entire spiritual knowledge has been maintained through the Guru Shishya Parampara. Therefore, we acknowledge and express our gratefulness and gratitude to not only our immediate Guru, but to entire Guru Shishya Parampara on the Guru Purnima day. So Ganga, therefore, Gam, Ga. means spiritual knowledge which is flowing from where? Time immemorial, from Dakshinamurti, from Narayana himself, so from Bhagavan Vedavyasa himself. It's flowing. How is it flowing? From Guru to Shishya, from Guru to Shishya. It's coming down. That is what Ganga represents. Next time we will go through a brief a narration of the story, the descent of Ganga, and what is its inner spiritual significance. How can we connect with this descent of Ganga within ourselves? That we will see in the next class.